Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fine. My name is Skyline. Communication is a frequent topic of discussion in Overwatch. How do you use the mic effectively to increase your chances of that W that we all thirst for so badly? Well, the first thing you have to realize is that communicating in solo queue is not the same thing as communicating in just any old organized match like you might see in pro scrims or something like that. In that environment, everyone is 100% on the same page right out of the gate, and the comms are purely for the transfer of knowledge and information. In solo queue, however, it's a bit different. Oftentimes, the transfer of information is only secondary to ensuring a good mindset and a good rapport with your team. Now, in the title of the video, I said I'd just be giving one secret, but here's a little mini bonus secret before we start, and that is to just never tell anyone what to do. Never tell anyone what to do. And this isn't because it makes you rude or disrespectful or kind of toxic, which it does, don't worry about that. It also serves no utilitarian purpose whatsoever for all you cold-hearted competitors out there. Alright, so because of matchmaking, in most cases, everyone on your team will be around the same rank as you, right? So often, I've seen DPS players telling tanks what they need to pick, or supports telling DPS players what they need to pick, etc., when the other player has like 10 times the hour on that role as they do, the person telling them, and they're a complete stranger. I know everyone considers themselves theory crafting masters, and that isn't being sarcastic, it's just kind of how our brains work, right? That's the natural bias that everyone has. But if we put it all down on paper, well, let's say someone's playing Winston, and you think they should play Reinhardt, just as an example. Or maybe someone's playing Mercy and you think that they should play Anna. You're both around the same rank, most likely, so that puts a big damper on how much authority you have in that situation just to start off with. Plus, chances are if they're a support player, for example, and you're a DPS player, they have way more hours on support than you do. So it's starting to look pretty heavily in their favor for, well, who has the expertise to make the decision here. And then finally, you don't know them at all. You don't know them at all. They're a complete stranger when they have to spend every waking hour with themselves. You don't know their quirks or their preferences or their skills. So in most cases, that person has a better idea of what they should pick out of the gate to win than you do. And that person oftentimes knows it. They know better. So if you've ever told someone to play a certain hero right out of the gate and they listened to you, they didn't concede to you, they didn't think you were right, they just appeased you so you wouldn't get mad and tilt because of it. Because think of it like this, there are two types of players. Players who are playing to really win the game, and players who are just playing to have fun or maybe troll or just test or whatever. In the first case, that player has no reason to doubt their own knowledge over yours, because on paper, they have more expertise, so they won't listen to you. The person just playing for fun or trolling or whatever definitely won't listen to you because, why would they care anyway? So either way, nobody is going to ever listen to you or genuinely think you're right if you ever straight up tell them what to do. It does nothing but cause tension, and remember, even if they do listen to you because they're appeasing you, chances are their own assessment of themselves was genuinely better than yours anyway because they have hundreds of hours, etc., etc. So most likely, you just made the wrong choice. And that's kind of what it comes down to, right? Each player on your team is an individual with probably quite a lot of in-game experience, and the best way to win is to tap into each player's potential as fully as possible. They're not bots, guys, even though we make that joke all the time, I know. But the best way to do this is to have everyone contribute their own thoughts, and for you to be flexible. After all, sure, if you play for yourself, and everyone plays around you, then maybe your own potential will be a bit higher. But if you play for the team and they all play for the team as well, then everybody's potential, or at least those 5 players, maybe not yours potential, will be higher. So it's clear which way is better if you want the win. So tap into that knowledge. Ask what they think. If you're playing Tracer, maybe ask your tank players, hey, do you want to play Zarya so we can maybe combo my Pulse Bomb? Take advantage of that other person's knowledge of themselves and let them think it out and come up with their own answer, either yes or no. And there you go, that's the secret. Ask questions. Whenever you say anything that isn't just a informative kind of statement like Genji is flanking on the right, ask it as a question. Instead of saying, we need to deal with this Genji, ask, hey, this Genji's kind of carrying them, how do you think we should deal with it? Maybe even ask specific players if they're particularly relevant to the question. This is like 1,000,000,000% more likely to even get a response in the first place. And yes, that number was sourced, and no, I cannot give up my sources. I'm sorry, 1,000,000,000% That is scientific. Humans like answering questions and showing off their knowledge, so take advantage of that. It also gives you an opening to give your piece. Take this example. You ask that same question. Hey guys, how do we deal with the Genji? Maybe you get a couple of responses. Maybe, oh, just play better, noobs. Or maybe, oh, we need another healer. We only have one. Now you have a chance to give your piece by asking, hey, what about a Winston? What do you guys think of that? Now, either they say yes or they say no, but you're way more likely to have people genuinely think about your suggestion in that case because it's in the context of a discussion. And people like discussions. They don't like getting ordered around. If you just said, hey, can we get a Winston to counter this Genji? Nobody will listen to you. And in fact, even if someone was possibly thinking of going Winston, they may not now because they don't want to concede to your demands. But what if nobody answers? What if you ask a question? I get this qualm a lot, right? Nobody talks, nobody communicates. If you ask a question and nobody answers, then that's okay. They'll never answer, don't worry about it. They do listen though, I'm sure they have their sound on. And if they don't have their sound on or their mic on, then, well, I don't know, forget about them. But chances are they listened, and because they're human, they'll naturally answer your question, even if it's just in their head. So you've successfully promoted critical thought within your team, whether they answer or not. From there, you just have to follow your teammates' silent tells, because people give them, right? Actions speak louder than words. That's a pretty popular saying, so I've heard. So sometimes you can even communicate with people when they aren't saying anything back. But that might be for another day. We've gone on for quite a bit here, and I think I've gotten the point across. Use questions, not statements. That's the key to success and the secret to getting responses in solo queue. Let me know what you think, and be sure to leave any questions below. Never forget to stay positive, and have a great day. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow.